Welcome back, guys. My name is Danny Burke, and when it comes to Christmas, I imagine a lot of you watching this have a similar idea of it to me. Santa and Rudolph, those sorts of characters. It's all very nice and happy, but there are some Christmas stories around the world that contain terrifying creatures. Now sure, these may be based in old ancient folklore, but I would prefer they stay right there and don't become a reality. You're about to find out why. This is the top 10 scary Christmas monster stories. Also, if you like the look of my hat, or my shirt, or even both of them, then don't forget you can grab your very own over at mostamazingshop.com right after this video. Coming at number 10 now, we have the Whipping Father. In Belgium and France, there is an old legend around a man called Père Fouettard. The story goes back to the 12th century. This man spent his early years as an innkeeper, a kidnapper, and then a murderer. One day at the inn, 3 rich boys visited on their way to a religious boarding school. The man wanted their money, and so he kidnapped them and took them away to slit their throats. He then began to prepare them for some sort of human stew, but at the last moment, Saint Nicholas himself showed up and resurrected the 3 boys. That's right, Santa himself saved the day. Seeing this power, the man then repented and became Santa's partner. His job was to whip the bad boys and girls on Santa's naughty list. That makes the naughty list about 1,000 times worse, I think. Alright, moving on to number 9 now, we have Krampus. Some of you guys may have seen the 2015 horror movie this one is based on. The story comes from southeastern Europe and dates back hundreds of years, and it's pretty terrifying. The Krampus is a horned half-goat, half-demon figure. At Christmas, he punishes children who have misbehaved. He would take children, beat and torture them before kidnapping them and taking them to his secret lair to just continue beating and torturing them. In modern times, there has been a bit of a movement to stop telling kids the story of Krampus because it scares them so much. Probably scares some of the adults too. Alright, moving on to number 8 now, we have the Yule lads. These figures come from Icelandic folklore. There are 13 Yule lads. They're the sons of mountain trolls who have a bit of a taste for the flesh of naughty children. The 13 of them harass and pull devilish pranks on people, making their lives a misery. Each one of them has a different job. One of them will steal your food, another will wait for you under your bed, another slams doors, while another simply watches you through windows. How creepy is that? For me though, perhaps the scariest one is the candle stealer. He follows children around so that he can steal their candles, leaving them in the dark. Although in modern times I imagine he's figured out light switches. Okay, at the number 7 spot now, we have Belsnickel. This story comes from southwestern Germany. Belsnickel is said to be a man who wears rugged furs and a mask. He has a long tongue and carries around a switch in his hand to beat naughty children with at Christmas. A switch is a piece of wood or some sticks that are usually used in beating punishments. He would have treats for the good children, but even then he would often beat them as they reached to grab the treats off the floor. I think I'd just pass on the treats altogether. Next up at number 6 now, we have Frau Perchata. This is the German and Austrian story of a witch who visits people's homes during the 12 days after Christmas. She's known for being particularly hideous and also what she does when she visits people's homes. If a child has been good all year, they may receive a small gift, but if they have been bad, she would slit open the children's bellies, remove their stomach and guts, and stuff the hole with straw and pebbles. She would also do the same to anyone that ate something on her feast day other than fish and gruel. I don't even know where I get my hands on some gruel, so I might be screwed, but I'm also not a kid, so yay. Okay, at the number 5 spot now, we have Hans Trapp. Hans is essentially the Christmas boogeyman in one part of France. He is said to be the anti-Santa, although he started out life as a normal man. He was rich, greedy, and all-round evil. He worshipped Satan and was then expelled from the Catholic Church because of it. Eventually, he was exiled to the forests and used to catch and eat children by posing as a scarecrow. One day, he was about to eat a boy he had captured, but was struck by lightning and killed as a punishment from God. That didn't stop him though, and he is still said to visit young children at Christmas dressed as a scarecrow to see how they've behaved. Alright, at the number 4 spot now, we have La Befana. La Befana is an old Italian Christmas witch. Her story comes from Italian folklore that some say dates right back to Roman times. There are many origin stories for her, but one of the stranger ones says she wasn't always a witch. She used to be just an ordinary woman with a child who she loved with all her heart. Tragically, her child died, and the grief sent Befana crazy. She heard the news that Jesus had had been born though, and so she set out to look for him, thinking that he was actually her son. She found him and gave him gifts. In return, Jesus gave her the gift of being the mother to every child in Italy and to give them gifts at Christmas. So, if you're ever in Italy on Christmas Eve and catch sight of a broom, say hi to the witch. Next up at number 3 now we have Marry Lwyd. This tradition originates from South Wales in the UK and involves a zombie horse. Yes, Marie is a zombie horse. Marie would rise from the dead at Christmas and wander the streets with human zombies to remind the living of their existence. Marie wants to get into people's houses, and the only way to keep her out would be to engage her in a battle of wits through rhyming. That's right, to stop this skeletal zombie horse from entering your home at Christmas, you basically have to rap battle it. If that doesn't sound like a terrifying nightmare, I don't know what does. Alright, at the number 2 spot now we have Stragelli. Stragelli is the sort of demonic looking helper to Pacetta the witch, someone we talked about earlier in the video. You might wonder how Pacetta manages to slice open all those naughty kids. Well, Stragelli helps. He will go around and eat the offerings left out by people in the hope of Pacetta's blessing. If he comes across any naughty kids before Pacetta does, he will rob them of everything they own, throw them up into the air, and then tear them into pieces. That makes Pacetta's belly slitting almost seem normal, except not really. None of this seems normal. And finally, number 1 now, we have the Yule Cat. If you guys remember the Yule lads from earlier on in the video, well, this is their cat that they bring along with them to terrorize people at Christmas. The Yule Cat is big and fearsome, exactly what you'd expect when its owners are child-eating mountain trolls. Unlike many of the other ones on our list, you can't reason with the Yule Cat. There is only one thing a child can do at Christmas to not be visited by the Yule Cat. The cat is said to eat children who do not receive any clothes at Christmas. So guys, just be thankful next time you get some socks from a relative. They may have just saved your life from the Yule Cat. Alright, I think I'm going to stick with Santa and Rudolph, although now that I've heard all these stories, I'm a little bit worried that those two might have a dark side to them. Let's hope not. Thanks for watching guys, have a Merry Christmas if I haven't said so already, and I will see you all in the next video. You may also like our top 10 times Santa was caught on camera and our top 10 worst Christmas gift ideas. Check them out.